On Monday, the Canucks announced that the Sedins had decided to retire after this. The decision was not a surprise to Zetterberg. "I've known for a while," Zetterberg said. "Obviously great careers. Knowing them for as long as I have, playing against them in Sweden before they took the step forward here. As good as players they were, I think they are even better as persons. Obviously good friends of mine, both of them. I always remember the time I had with them and against them." The three won an Olympic gold medal with Team Sweden in the 2006 Winter Olympics in Turin, Italy. Henrik Sedin has scored 240 goals, 828 assists and is plus 167 in 1,327 career games. Daniel Sedin has scored 391 goals, 647 assists and is plus 149 in 1,303 career games. Zetterberg has 336 goals and 618 assists in 1,079 career games. The Sedins are the only two players from the 1999 draft with more games and points than Zetterberg, who was selected in the 7th round, 210th overall. "Too bad for the NHL. For anybody that loves hockey and loves to watch Wings coach Jeff Blashill said. They in a lot of ways probably changed a lot of things in the game. You see all these short side pass-outs from behind the net. That's something they really started. The way they cycled the puck was amazing. I have just unreal respect for them. Probably never got totally the credit they deserved. Totally wrong. You ask any of the players in the NHL, they're two of the best players to have played here in their time. They were tough, they were hard. They weren't physically aggressive in terms of checking, but they were tough. They took a beating and it never fazed them. That's real toughness. My hat's off to them and their career." In 79 games this, Henrik Sedin has 3 goals, 45 assists and is minus 20, while Daniel Sedin has 21 goals, 31 assists and is minus 19 in 78 games. While it looks like the Sedins clearly have some left in the tank, Zetterberg knows the toll that playing so long has taken on them. They probably went through their fair amount of injuries and played through a lot, especially the last couple of years, Zetterberg said. "I know Daniel went through some back injuries and surgery. Henrik also battled his serious injuries. And they logged a lot of minutes throughout the years, so I'm not that surprised that they will hang them up. They still want to have a good life after hockey." With two of Zetterberg's peers retiring, it makes people wonder whether Zetterberg might be thinking along those same lines, but that does not appear to be the case. "For me it's going to be the same as I've been doing the last couple of years," Zetterberg said. "I will go into the off-season and try to have a good summer, work on my health and hope I can come back and be better." At age 37, Zetterberg is second on the Wings in points with 50 to Dylan Larkin's 59. Zetterberg is also 4 years removed from back surgery, which forced him out of the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. Since that surgery, Zetterberg has played in 77 games in the 2014-15, all 82 games in the last 2 and is on pace to play all 82 this, ever since my back surgery. That's been one of the goals, to be able to play as many games as possible, Zetterberg said. But in the same way, you want to be able to do something out there, too. You don't just want to put on the skates. You want to be able to produce and help your team. I felt last year was a good year, and it may be hasn't been as good this year." Zetterberg says he has found a good mix of training without overdoing it the last few off-seasons and hopes to continue that this upcoming off-season. "I think you just try to push yourself every day and obviously you have a plan on how you will set up the summer," Zetterberg said. "You want to be able to push as hard as you can and get something out of it." While the last 2s have been disappointing because the Wings have not made the playoffs, Zetterberg said that won't factor into his decision. "It's no fun losing, but I still have a lot of fun playing hockey and being around this group of guys," Zetterberg said. "Obviously, it would be a lot more fun if we'd still be playing after this weekend. In decision-making I don't think that has anything to do with it. Health is the key. If I'm not healthy, it's over." Zetterberg's son, Love, is 2.5 years old and is now understanding his father's job, which is another thing that makes it fun to keep playing. "He knows that I play hockey and he wants to come down and see Daddy's friends in the locker room," Zetterberg said. "It's been a good year so far. I've been able to bring him down and he watched some games. Hope he will see a lot more." Happy anniversary. It was 10 years ago today that Justin Abdelkader played in his first NHL game, coincidentally against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I didn't know that. "Gosh, crazy. I can't believe how fast time has gone," Abdelkader said. It's one of those things guys always tell you to enjoy it because it goes so quick. 10 years. It feels like yesterday. I don't feel like it's been that long. Yeah, it was against the Blue Jackets. I remember it like it was yesterday actually. I couldn't get my contract signed, so I played on a tryout the first game, which was different, but I got to sign a contract the next game because everything happened so quick. I think they had a few injuries. I think Kirk Maltby actually had gotten hurt. They played St. Louis the night before and he got hurt and I got the call the night before. They said, "Hey, we got an opportunity for you to come in and play." Obviously I jumped at it and never looked back. Abdelkader said he was nervous for every shift, playing on a team with so many future Hall of Famers, but one guy helped him get through the game. Aaron Downey was on my line, Abdelkader said. Before my first shift, HES like, "Hey, kid, just play the way you play. Be physical, be hard, don't worry about anyone touching you on the ice. No one's going to touch you out there." I was like, fair enough. He said, "You finish your checks, just play, and when I call for the puck, give me the puck." Laughs him like, "All right, sounds good." I remember a few shifts coming back and him saying, "Hey, did you see me in the slot? I was yelling for it." The other guys were kind of laughing on the bench, like, "Don't worry about it." It was fun. He was a great guy, great friend, got to play a few years with him. It was a lot of fun to be a part of. Now Abdelkader is one of the alternate captains of the Wings and is in a much different role. "I've known Abby since he was about 16 years old, Blas Hill said. "I had him on 2 Michigan teams back to back. I remember his father calling me when he was 16 and asking if he had to leave home in order to become a hockey player. I told him 100% no. It's a good lesson to lots of parents out there." He stayed that extra year of high school and gained tons of confidence. Then went to the USHL and made his way through Michigan State to the NHL, and I think HES found different roles. The one thing about Abby is he brings lots of versatility to a lineup. He can play with really high-end players, as HES done at times. He was on a line with Pavel Datsyuk and Zetterberg, and be a complementary player that way. He can be a grind-type player, he can be a matchup-type player. HE's a penalty killer and a power play guy. HE's brought lots of versatility to our organization, and HES a great person and a good leader. Blue Jackets tough challenge. The Blue Jackets can clinch a playoff berth with a win of any kind and a Florida Panthers loss of any kind, or a point turned in an overtime, a shootout, and a Florida loss in regulation. The Blue Jackets acquired former wing Thomas Vanek at the trade deadline and he has not disappointed, with 7 goals and 7 assists in 16 games. "Thomas is playing well," Blas Hill said. "Thomas is an elite offensive player. I've said it lots. I enjoyed coaching him. I think HES a great person, real accountable, but HES a 5th pick overall, and when he came to us it was evident to me that there's a reason why HES an elite offensive player. He fits in with this group. He generally makes guys around him better. I think Boone Jenner has been hot since they've been playing together. That doesn't surprise me at all. It looks like Thomas is a real good fit. Coach John Tortorella has done a good job with Thomas, getting the most out of him, which I think Torts does a good job of for the most part. Of all players traded at the deadline, only JT Miller with 9 goals among 16 points has more points than Vanek. Evander Kane also has 14 points for the San Jose Sharks. HE's actually had a great year, Abdelkader said. HE's second on their team in points, just a really good stick around the net, really good playmaker, sees the ice well, great shot. You got to be aware obviously when we're around the net, especially the defensemen, make sure we have his stick. Vanek's 55 points trail just Artemi Panarin's 77 on the Blue Jackets. Coreau out. Goaltender Jared Coro was supposed to play in Columbus, but Blas Hill said he came down with a bit of the flu, so Jimmy Howard will start. Blas Hill also said Thomas McCollum was being recalled from the AHL's Grand Rapids Griffins on an emergency basis and he would arrive in time to serve as Howard's backup.